When discussing the words leader or leadership, there can be many different theories or definitions to describe these two words. When reading from Northhouse, our textbook, we learn that leadership can be described in many different definitions. There is not just one cohesive definition that everyone can agree on. There is not one concise definition that everyone can agree on. And we explore different theories that allow us to better understand how we define leader and leadership. The one trait or the one definition that stood out to me the most was the trait approach. The trait approach was one of the first systematic attempts to study leadership. And when we speak of the trait approach, you're referring to one's traits or one's characteristics. For example, someone who is intelligent, at the time when the trait approach came out, one's masculinity, as women were not prominent in the leadership role at the time, one's self-confidence to be able to speak and shine forth their ability to lead another group or their group of followers, and last but not least, one's emotional intelligence. Now, the emotional intelligence aspect really stuck out to me because I've never really heard someone being emotionally intelligent known to be a leader. But as you start to read and you start to think about it, one who is in touch with their emotions is normally a leader because they have this ability to be more empathetic towards someone else. They have the ability to feel what someone else is feeling. A leader should be someone who is able to care for others. That is what we know as a leader. And for example, when we look at our professors, we want our professors to be empathetic to us if, let's say, for some reason we didn't get an assignment turned in on time. Well, why should your professor care? That is what a leader is. You explain your situation to a leader, and if they are in touch with their emotions, they will be able to better understand your emotions. Now, moving forward, in comparison to this, obviously this trait theory had to come from somewhere, because you don't just automatically find someone's traits or characteristics. Well, this is true. When reading in the journal article that we had to read about past, present, and future leadership, we learn that the trait theory came out of what is known as the great man theory. And this great man theory, it proposed that leaders were born, but it didn't specify why or how leaders were born. It didn't give the characteristics. Leaders were just known as leaders because they had this special talent that they were given. Well, what special talent is that? And out of that came the trait theory as we move forward. So it was presumed, yes, men were given this talent. They were allowed to be leaders of others and grow with what they were given and have a gathering of others. And then we learn from that what different traits are given to us that allow us to be leaders. Critiquing Northhouse and then the article by Hunt and Feidnick, I've learned that there's not just one characteristic that can make you a leader, but rather depending upon the situation, what it is that you have that allows you to speak out in front of others, those abilities, the multitude of leadership traits that we are given. It's not just one, there's many. And I truly felt that in order to connect with the readings, you have to think of real life scenarios. So it gave me this ability to be able to think of examples of my peers, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and that allows you to really think about what it is that you're reading about. And that's why these readings related so well with me, because I was able to think of real life scenarios. So even though the theories presume that a leader is one who didn't gain their knowledge, but rather they were born, it's still an important lesson to be taught and to be understood in order to grow upon what it is we will be learning in this course, and to know that even though there are different ways of being a leader, that there are different theories that can emerge to explain what a leader or leadership is.